He is an anti-Semite. He's saying lots and lots of anti-Semitic things. I'm not sure what more there is to say about that. The only thing I might add is that he's pretty obviously bipolar, and I would think that right now he looks like he's in the middle of a manic episode. I only say that because I have members of my family who have been bipolar and have had manic episodes, and one of the characteristics of a manic episode is that everything that comes out of your mouth you think is a wonderful idea, even when everyone around you is telling you to stop, which seems pretty obvious because he continues to destroy his career and his wealth base based on his own foolishness, malice, and bigotry. So, that's all I have to say about Kanye. I will say that I'm amused by some of his theories. I have some questions about some of his theories.
He definitely has some questions about some of his theories. Now, by the way, he described this bipolar issue, someone who keeps saying all these things they think is right, even though everyone around them is telling them to stop because you're wrong. Sounds like MAGA to me, but still, he can't differentiate between the two of them. The really sticky part, though, came up when he was asked again he was at this forum at Texas A&M for the Young America's Foundation. But he had to address the fact that one of his colleagues, Candace Owens, really good friend, has another really good friend. His name is Kanye West, who Shapiro was talking about there, but she defended him. So there's some kind of division, right? Let's watch.
My friend Candace Owens is friends with Kanye. She initially gave a response. Candace is great, but she initially gave a response that I thought was pretty wrong, both morally and sort of logically. But we allowed disagreement at the Daily Wire, even when I think that some of my colleagues are wrong. If she had said, let's put it this way, if she had said what Kanye had said, she wouldn't be working at the Daily Wire. She did not say what Kanye said. Instead, she defended her friend initially in a way that I didn't like, but that is not a fireable offense, nor do I even have the power of firing at the Daily Wire, which is why Michael Moll still works there. He is an anti-Semite. He's
a funny guy, so let's break through just that one part there. If she had said what Kanye said, she wouldn't be working at the Daily Wire. I assume he knows who would be firing her because he said 3 seconds later, it's not that I have the power to fire anyone anyway, but he does know that she wouldn't be there. What if she defends what someone said, which she did? If you defend it openly and blatantly, then I guess it's okay. It's only 1 degree from actually saying it. In fact, let's listen to what she said to defend Kanye's comments with the DEFCON 3 stuff. Watch.
That was the tweet. And people subsequently demanded that the tweet be taken down for anti-Semitism. Now, if you are an honest person, you did not think this tweet was anti-Semitic. You did not think that he wrote this tweet because he hates or wants to genocide Jewish people. This does not represent the beginning of the Holocaust. That's if you're an honest person, you'll admit that. You will admit that, right? If you're an honest person, when you read this tweet, you had no idea what the hell he was talking about. I had no idea when I read this tweet what the hell he was talking about. This tweet inspired questions, not answers. First and foremost, what is DEFCON 3?
Oh, she went into how DEFCON 3 could potentially even just be him defending Jewish folks, Ben. So our other Ben here, Shapiro, that was talking about this. Is this enough to, I guess, detach him from his attachment to his good friend who's also defending who I guess he calls his complete enemy, considering he espouses a lot of things that are very harmful to your existence? Just saying, small thing.
Yeah, I'm a Jewish man, and I am pretty angry about everything that's been happening lately. I have stood up my whole life and defended every marginalized group, every minority that needs it, and I don't see enough people standing up and defending the Jewish people when just blatant anti-Semitism happens time and again. Her statement is insane. She said literally his tweet inspired questions. Oh, I'm so glad you were inspired by DEFCON, not DEFCON 3 towards the Jews. And then a man that continued, your good buddy, to go on every news station everywhere that put him on live and said, I'm intentionally being racist against the Jews. I'm intentionally being anti-Semitic. And all kinds of negative stereotypes and tropes and lies and total BS, and she supports it. Enough of our brains being broken in this country, enough of letting people off the hook for abhorrent beliefs. When you say you support or do not in the strongest terms condemn hatred and bigotry in any form for any group, and instead say, oh, there's just questions it brings up, you endorse the hatred and you are as bad. You are as anti-Semitic, as racist, as bigoted as the person who initially said it. You don't need to think of the original thought. You're just a less original racist.
Well, and then people follow all the time. You know what I learned throughout this whole thing, because we're gonna talk about Kyrie Irving later and how he got himself in the middle of all this because he doesn't think much past one step. But the thing is
same there.
Yeah, so once you've, I discovered in general, regular folks on Twitter, whatever platform, comments, and it comes to this is many people hadn't thought very deeply about anti-Semitic tropes and then what that leads to. And many parallels when it comes to many other disenfranchised folks or folks that are hated throughout history that were murdered for being who they were. So as people figure this out, or as they're reading through, it's like, I mean, well, what's the big deal? Yeah, sure, these folks may control this and control that, and they don't see how it transfers over. That's when you have this opportunity to tell people like Candace Owens knows, the Kanyes and the Kyries and many people who are out saying all this, like, well, we have to expose this. I'm learning this. What are you learning? And did you look into it all? This is really gonna be one of the main points for the Kyrie Irving section of this. But in this case, Ben Shapiro knows all this. But the problem is now you're confronted with, do I stick with what I really truly believe, or do I go with my persona, my livelihood, and my audience? Honestly, your audience might not be very happy with you defending someone who's defending someone else that has nothing good to say about you. Again, your existence.
But yeah, I mean, at least in defense slightly there of Ben Shapiro, if he does not have the hiring and firing power at the Daily Wire, he condemned her in close to as strong as terms as he could. He said she would not be working here if she said it, and she had bad logic and she was ridiculous, and so he said she started with bad logic, then suddenly she got it right. Again, he can't leave it at she was wrong. You can say that. True, you're right. True. He should have said that's a relationship breaking defense. That is true. And you can even, you don't even have to even broadcast to us. Maybe have a conversation with your friend and be like, listen, I'm not sure if you understand this, but that's offensive to me for these 5 reasons. But he knows that she knows.